What's up, FlossTube? It's Regina, aka the Sweary Stitcher. I am the Sweary Stitcher, so if you are not okay with hearing me swear, then this is your warning. So probably click over. Um, as my stitchy friends can tell you, I swear a lot, and I don't even hear it anymore. So it'd be kind of tough to get myself to stop. So there's your warning. If you're totally cool with it, what up? Hey. First thing you should probably know about me is I think I'm hilarious. So I will laugh at my own jokes. I'll laugh at things that probably nobody else thinks are funny. But I get a kick out of amusing myself. So, probably just a little get to know you here. When did I start stitching? I have been stitching since I was in maybe third grade. Pretty much anything that I remember from being younger, I just kind of guessed that it was third grade. I know that my mom taught me with a couple of little kids in the little circles. Um, I did a watermelon slice. Ooh, that was three colors. It was giant too. It had to be like 7 count. But I know when I was in elementary school, in like fourth and fifth grade, I was in 4 H, so I did a couple projects and put them in the fair. One of them was kind of embarrassing because I stitched a really cute little teddy bear, and right next to the actual bear was a giant thumbprint where I was holding my stitching. So I don't know if I was eating Cheetos while I was stitching, but mom couldn't ever get it to come out. And so I had it hanging on my wall with its little participation ribbon and the big old like Cheeto stain on it. Um, I put it down, like I put cross stitching down for a while, like high school. I did pick it back up in college. I decided that I would make my college roommate a Joan Elliott angel, and I started it a couple of weeks before break, right before finals. And for some reason in my head, it made sense. I thought I was going to get it done in a couple of weeks, and she would get it for Christmas. I did finally send it to her, not framed, just finished and rolled up with all the beads and all the back stitching on it. I sent it to her 3 or 4 years ago, which puts it at a decade since I started it. So I currently have one whip that is a Joan Elliott that just needs the back stitching and the beading. Um, Unfortunately, it was for somebody who has passed away, and so it's kind of hard to work on. I get all in my head and get stuck. But anyway, I think after I finish that one, I'm probably going to be done with Joan Elliott's. I like to do smaller projects now, and those just take way too long. But I am watching the Stash Queen do the Time Traveler, and she's amazing. I just don't know that I can do them anymore. They're huge, huge. Um, Sorry, thirsty. Okay, so I picked it back up once we moved to Texas, and we lived in Dallas for 2 years, which was against my will. Kind of got to go where the money is. Um, and I was really, really, really bored there with really no people to hang out with. I didn't know anybody, and it was just bad. I did not like Dallas. But I did start a kind of a craft night with my friends where we would hop on Facebook Messenger and we would drink and text each other pictures of what we were crafting. It's kind of dangerous because one of my friends was using like a heat gun, so things got interesting. We had a good time. Good time. So that's kind of when I started picking it back up. One of my first stitches that I decided one night that I was going to craft something using only my stash. And I had very, very, very little stash. So I had a baby pink oval frame. I had some white Aida and some skeins of random knockoff thread that were in like a friendship bracelet kind of kit. So I sketched out a design on the fabric. And I did a little piece that was "Stupid People Make Me Stabby." And I did the lettering all in pastel colors. I alternated with each letter, and then just a backstitch font. And then I did a little stick figure man on the bottom and a knife. And I did some actually really good work on the blood on the knife and the little drops of blood coming out of the stick man. It's super cute. I'll have to find a picture that I can share. I gave it to my friend Erica for her office because she works with people with really dumb requests. So, since then I've kind of cut loose. Started snarky stitch, not snarky stitch, subversive stitching. I got a hold of Julie Jackson's book and started doing my own fun things. I made little bloomers that say Petite Tyranne for my friend who was having a little girl. And so cute. Those came out so cute. I did stitch them upside down because I had never stitched on the back of bloomers before. And then I had to frog it all and stitch it right side up. That was interesting. But at least it was a small design. Anyway, I met a local Austinite while I was in the Subversive Stitching Facebook group. That group has kind of morphed into, it's now Snarky Stitching with Subversion. But anyway, I met a local lady there and found out that they were doing a crafting meetup once a month on Mondays at a restaurant downtown. So I started going to that. The very first one, the restaurant was closed. All the lights are off. The furniture is chained up outside the restaurant. And I was like, this restaurant is closed down. So I kind of thought that maybe they were messing with me. I was like, oh, that's great. I agree to come meet them. And it doesn't really exist. But it turns out the restaurant was closed for a holiday party. And so none of the stitchers had come. But I did make it the next month, and it was really fun. So I have made it most of the times since then. It's kind of hard sometimes to get down there with vehicles and sick dogs and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so after I started meeting with her, we met a couple more people, created a Facebook group called Austin Snarky Stitching. Didn't realize that the initials were ASS, but I am not sad about it because now we get together and we're the asses. So that's kind of fun. We have quite a few members now, and we get together most weekends. And there's anywhere from like 2 to probably 8 or 10 stitchers at a time. It's getting up there. It's pretty cool. Love it. We all, well, not all of us, some were out of the country traveling or on vacation. But a lot of us went to the FlossTube retreat in Austin, and it was so amazing. That was a really good time. Really, really good time. Julicious did a great job pulling that off. Leslie from Under the Sea Fabrics was there as a vendor and a stitcher. And I got my first fabrics that are not Aida, and they're sparkly, and I'm so excited. So I started stitching on even weave, a lot of Lugana. But anyway, so that's my bag lately. Super excited to stitch on pretty hand-dyed things. So I guess I'll show you. One of them is, I have my current whip on it. One of my current whips, of course. So it's actually opalescent. I don't know that you can see any of the sparkle or not. But I'm doing little octopi. And the pattern is actually just a fourth of it, and then you turn it and stitch that again, and stitch it again, and stitch it again. It is by Hands On Design. I'll show you part of it. So there's part of it, and then it tells you to turn it this way, and this way, and this way. And it's really breaking my brain. I'm also using variegated thread on it, which is not a great choice on my part, because I can't noodle out in my head how they're going to meet up, and so I can't get the variegated to go the same direction. So I kind of frogged this one a lot, and had to redo sections of it, but that's also me not being able to read a pattern. I may end up just making 4 copies of the pattern and taping it together, because that would make it easier on me. Anyway, so this fabric is from Leslie at Under the Sea Fabrics. Oh, sorry, I don't understand directions. My needle minders are from Kate at No Name Needle Minders. She made us the FlossTube Retreat ones, and Find Joy in Everything. Everybody at the retreat got this one and then got to pick another one. I picked this little guy. He's such a sweet, simple little design, but I just love him. He's so cute. Look how big my eye is. Anyway, so those are from Kate at No Name Needle Minders, and she is also the Queen of Starts. The Grime Guard is from Angela and Linda at Stitchers at Heart. Angela is on FlossTube and Instagram as Gibbs Girl Stitches, Gibz, Gibbs Girl Stitches, and she's really amazing. Linda has the most incredible stitching room, and they're both really fantastic people. They're local to me, and we go and stitch, and it was great. Okay, so that's one of my whips. I guess I'll do some of my finishes, show you a little bit, and then we'll do an all about me. Again, I think I'm funny, so I will laugh at myself no matter what. So this is one of my recent ones, Unstoppable. I love him. The colors are great. They look really good on this fabric. I think I changed the color on his stripes, and I also changed the coverage on the yellow. It wasn't working for me, and I like really, really thick coverage. I don't think I stitch much by the patterns anymore. I just take my own artistic license and change the colors, or if I don't like how something is turning out, I will just do it different. So this one was a 10-day stitch along for the end of July. And the colors are really cute. I don't know how well. Oh, I do not understand cameras. Anyway, it was palm trees silhouetted against a sunset, but the palm trees were all in black, and I really did not like that just big section of black in the middle, so I tore it out and gave them trunks and pretty frond colors and just kind of made it up as I went. So that one, and I can't remember the designer on that one, sorry. And I have to explain this one. This is one where I really think I'm funny. I went to the crafting thrift shop and they had they have a lot of stuff, but they had these little books of upholstery samples, like at the furniture store when you go and look and see what fabric you want. And they had this one that had a bunch of stuff that looked like I could stitch on it. So this one is on a burlap, which burlap is kind of the devil. But anyway, so I found a free little owl pattern and I stitched it up. And then I was watching Jimmy Fallon one night and they made a joke about haters gonna hate, hooters gonna hoot. So it cracks me up and I laugh every single time because hooters gonna hoot. And I just think it's amazing. So again, I amuse myself. Those are all of my finishes that I have at hand right now. There's some bigger ones that are put up somewhere that I will likely find. I also give away a lot of my finished stuff. So who knows? Maybe I can dig up pictures of those. Okay, and to wrap it up, just a little bit about me, which I probably should have done first, but whatever. Okay, so I live in Austin, Texas, which doesn't feel like Austin right now. It is 50 degrees and spitting rain, so it's like a really dreary, sleepy day outside, and it's really stinking cold. I grew up in Indiana, so I feel like kind of like a jackass for saying it's really stinking cold, but for here, it's really cold. And yesterday, I think it was 80, and today is in the 50s and wet. So, gross. We have 3 dogs. We do not have any kids because we have fur babies. But we have 3 Cocker Spaniels. There's Miss Bella. She will likely start barking in the back of one of my videos one day, and I will have to stop and apologize for that. Little Dusty is 24 pounds of fluff and fury. He grew up with a shock collar, so when we got him from the Cocker Spaniel rescue, his wiring just doesn't work right anymore. So he immediately goes to a fight or flight response all the time. So we work with him with a trainer, and he's on a little bit of Prozac to help him out. He doesn't get to meet a lot of strangers because he protects me. So in a way that's good, because if somebody ever breaks into the house, they're gonna get torn to pieces. But it's kind of bad for if we want people to come over. But we adopted him specifically because we're kind of antisocial people. So nobody comes to the house, and that's kind of how I like it. I'm a little bit antisocial, and all of my hobbies are indoor hobbies. Turns out I'm allergic to just about everything green outside. So it makes all of my hobbies make a little more sense. I stitch. I read. I really love to nap, which since I'm off work early and it is a cold and dreary day, I'm totally gonna go cuddle up in the covers later. Get my 3 doggy heaters going. Oh, I forgot. Never mentioned Ranger. Ranger is he's kind of our middle child. He's actually good, and he's so sweet. He's such a lap dog. All he wants to do is be in your lap, and he's scared of all things that make a lot of noise or look like a snake. So he just basically assumes most things are snakes if he doesn't know what it is. So if we go out for a walk and there's a stick on the sidewalk, it's a snake. And then he does the very hesitant, like, woo, 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 woo. He has to, like, go up and sniff it, but jump back. And also, if you shake out a garbage bag, that's a loud noise, and he will go running to the other person's lap. So, bless his heart. We don't know what his story was, but he was picked up as a stray several years ago, and nobody knows. He was just down on the street. Dusty and Ranger we got from the Cocker Rescue. They're really amazing. Bella, my husband, found at the animal shelter in Atlanta, and she is such a sweet, spoiled, rotten little baby. That's pretty much it. I have spoiled her rotten. Okay, so we have 3 dogs, no kids. I have an amazing job. I do real estate research, so my guys go out in the field and I do all the typing in the office because I'm allergic to outside and I don't like to sweat and I don't like to be cold. So office work works great for me. And sometimes I can work from home, which is even better, especially if one of the dogs is sick or I have to take somebody to the vet and make up hours that night. I like to read. I read fiction. It's really the only kind of thing I'm interested in. Every once in a while I try a nonfiction and it just, ugh, I can't do it. I just can't do it. I have to have a story, something entertaining. I like cozy mysteries, but lately I just read whatever my book club is reading or whatever I stumble across. Cozy mysteries sometimes, especially on like a cold day. Really like to cuddle up with a cozy mystery. Favorite movie? No one will know this. If you know this, I will be shocked. It came out so long ago that I only have a VHS copy. It's one of Jude Law's earlier movies, and it's called Music from Another Room. And if you know it, leave me a comment because I would be shocked if anybody else knew it. Probably my second favorite and much more notable is Moulin Rouge. So everybody knows that one. TV, I don't really care a whole lot about. We watch a lot of NCIS, but that's really kind of it. I'm really susceptible to emotions and things, so I like Grey's Anatomy, but if I watch it, I get weepy and sad, and it's not pretty. So I stick to NCIS and I let my husband watch a lot of hunting. And my music is awful. My taste in music is so bad, nobody likes what I like. It's kind of a mix of pop, hip hop, anything with lyrics that make me laugh. So just really atrocious stuff. I do like musical music, like the Wicked soundtrack is amazing. I like to pretend I can sing when that's on, and my husband likes to leave the room when that's on. He does not seem to think I can carry a tune. But anyway, I think that'll do it for a hi, how are ya? And I'm going to go cuddle up with the dogs in my bed. So hopefully I'll get some stitching done or watch some FlossTube. All right. See you later. Thanks for playing. Oh, and now you get the really awkward while I try and figure out how to work the computer and stop the camera. So, bye guys.